Is this how I'm supposed to do it? I don't know. Not sure. Oh, I'm lost here. What's going on? Oh, you're back. Hello, everyone. Muscle Fitness, Tim and Randall. Welcome back to my how-tos, and I'm going to show you how to set up the Bowflex for some ab workout. One ab workout today, and it's just going to be normal sit-ups. But first, before I do that, I'm going to do 3 stretches, and then after that, we're going to do the setup. After the setup, of course, is proper breathing. Then I'm going to show you improper form that I've seen in the gym before, someone doing sit-ups improperly. I know it sounds silly, but I've seen it happen. And then the last thing that I'm going to show you is proper breathing as well. All right. And then on top of that, muscle chart, whatever muscles these are going to work on, and then our injury charts. All right, let's get started. All right, everyone, we're just going to do 3 stretches, so this is quick and painless, not too many stretches. This one, just going to reach for my toes. It's going to stretch your calves and your heels and a little bit of your front part of your leg too. Hold that for about 10 seconds, and then we'll go to our next one. Okay, just stay on my here. This is called Cobra Stretch. I do this in my martial arts class a lot. Hold that for about 10 seconds. This is going to stretch your abdominals and your lower chest muscle a little bit. And also, of course, your lower back. Next one. Just going to sit like this. Grab the end of the bench and then just pull up with my back like this and pull my knees down a little. That's going to stretch my entire back and a little bit of my spine, and if you engage your core enough to pull yourself up a little bit like this, you'll feel it in your core as well. Alright, enough of the stretching. Let's go ahead and get on to the setup. I don't always throw shake weights, but when I do, I preferably throw this one. It's ready to shut up. Alright, so the setup for this is pretty simple. This is the belt that actually goes for the leg presses and the calf presses. You guys have seen that in a lot of my leg videos for calf press and leg presses. But this came with the Bowflex, and here's the hook. I just hook that right on there. And then this double, put it through both. And mainly you want the belt part to be facing away, just because it rubs a lot less and it feels a lot smoother on your chest or right around your core. And the reason why I do that is just because it feels better, mainly around those areas. It's not like chafing me or anything like that. So next step obviously would be to put your weight on. I'll put my weight on. Okay. Put this weight on. Okay, there's my weight. Next step, and the reason why I have weights down here is because normally anyone who's beginning to do this kind of stuff, you might not have the strength to keep your own feet down while you're trying to pull the weight this way. So what I do is I take 2 normal standard dumbbells, put some weight on it, scoot them directly on top of my feet, and then I take one more just in case, just so that way it doesn't roll away or it's not pulling all over the place, and then put it right in front of it. Then come here, pull this up and over like that, and then sit up. Sit up. Alright, so proper breathing for this. When you go up, you're actually gonna wanna breathe in, and then when you go down, you're gonna wanna breathe out. One more time. Alright. Next one is improper form. Sometimes people, I know it sounds silly, but some people do sit-ups improperly. One of them is this way, putting your hands behind your neck. Doing this can actually cause neck damage and spinal damage over time. So doing it like that, trying to force your neck forward and stuff, that's bad. And then another way I've seen people do sit-ups wrong is obviously they try to lift up with their butt first and then go forward. That's not correct. And then the last way that I've seen someone do this improperly is where they're trying to come up like this, like a worm, kind of like trying to just pull up like that like a worm. That's not right. So what you want to do is squeeze your core, keep your butt on the bench, focus on one area, and then just go forward nice and smooth. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and fast forward. Alright, on to our muscle chart. Alright everyone, so these are the muscle groups that are worked with this exercise. Obviously, because we're doing sit-ups, they're going to be working the entire core here. And then you're also going to be, because you're holding the weight with the belt underneath there a little bit, you're holding them with your arms and your shoulders, so it's going to work your shoulders just a little bit. You might feel it just a tiny bit in your biceps, but not a whole lot of engagement for that one. And then you will definitely feel it a little bit more in your lower back, just because your lower back is trying to support that weight as you're going up and forward at a kind of a odd angle on the bench, on the Bowflex. And then that's about it for the muscle groups worked on this exercise. Let's go ahead and move on to our injury charts. Alright, so here's our first injury for what can happen if you keep doing bad form. This is going to be called an abdomen strain, and this can happen pretty much anywhere in your abs. This occurs by either doing something incorrectly, improperly, or it can even happen if you have too much weight as well. The strain is affected within your core. So pretty much, let's just say you strain the top part of your abs, you're gonna feel it in the mid part and even the lower part of your abdomen as well. And then these other side areas, like you might feel it a little bit in your lower muscles right here where your ribs come into. So you'll feel it there a little bit, just because the abs affect the lower part of your body. And then you might even feel it into your torso a little bit, so like a little bit into your muscles of your hips and stuff. And then you'll even feel it into your lower back as well. That's about it for the muscle explanation for this. Let's go ahead and switch over to the skeletal system. Alright, so the abdominal muscle strain, like I said before, you're going to be feeling soreness in your rib cages, and then you're also going to feel some soreness within your hips a little bit, and you might even feel some soreness in your spine. So we'll go ahead and switch over to the back view of the spine. So in your spine right here, you'll feel some soreness, and you'll even feel it on the sides of the back of the skeletal system. This recovery time for sprains are pretty quick. It kind of depends also on how bad the strain is, but for the most part, strains can be fixed within a couple of weeks to a couple of months. It just depends on how bad it is. And let's go ahead and move on to our next injury. Alright, on to our second injury. This is going to be called an abdominal tear. Abdominal tear. Sorry, that's kind of hard to say all at once. But this can occur from using too much weight or improper form. A lot of improper form and a lot of weight, and of course a lot of tension. If there's too much tension and you're not stretching properly, it's also easier to tear muscles in your abdominals as well. Your abdominals are the strongest muscle pretty much out of any of your muscle groups, so it is a little bit harder to tear them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't. So in these areas, so let's say you tore, your upper or your middle, you'll definitely feel it in your entire core. You'll feel it more intensely around these muscles, going up past your ribs as well, and you might even feel it in your groin a little bit, and you'll definitely feel it in your hip areas where the bone and the muscle structures are right there. And then you'll definitely feel it in your entire lower back, just because, whatever affects the front can also affect the back as well. That's my muscle explanation for this. Let's go ahead and move on to our skeletal system. Alright, abdominal tear. So for the abdominal tear, you're going to be feeling the soreness in your bones a lot more around your rib cage, and then also a lot more in your spinal cord, and then it's going to be within the radius of your hips all the way down below your hips, even into your legs a little bit on the sides right there. And then we're moving to the back view for the spine, just to show you that the soreness of your spine, it could travel pretty far up there for this one, since it is a tear. A tear is worse than a strain, so that'll definitely hurt a lot worse there. Same thing with the back part here. It's going to be all the way down there. Sorry, my marker's running out. And the recovery time for tears, it depends on how bad the tear is, but of course you're definitely going to need surgery for it. But depending upon what your doctor tells you, the recovery time could be somewhere from a year to 3.5 years. It just really depends on how bad it is and how much attention you need for rehab and stuff like that. Alright, what am I supposed to use this thing for anyway? Is it for golf? Nah, I don't think it would do so well with golf. Is it a mic? Hello? Am I talking to the mic? Nah, I don't really know what this thing is for. Anyway, you guys are still here. I'm still here. Hopefully you liked this video as much as I liked making it for you. Please comment, let us know how the changes are for our videos. We would truly love to know what you guys think about the videos and how we're changing them. I like to try to start out the beginning and end out with something hilarious or funny. So hopefully that's doing real good for us and for you as the viewers watching. And grab life by the horns, and as always, unleash your inner bull.